Hey, what's up, guys? Some of you may or may not know me. Brian, Melissa's husband. Some issues you may be having. We're gonna do calculations. We're gonna do what portion sizes are. We're gonna do how to measure your portions, what stuff you might need in the kitchen, some supplements, and maybe some examples of what you might need to eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. All right. We're gonna go to
Get out your
page
books.
19 to do your nutrition quiz. So I'll just do mine really quick. Male, so that's 2 points. I weigh roughly 181 pounds, so that's 4 points. So I'm up to 6 now. I work in a factory, so I consider that more of a moderate job, so that's add 0, so I'm still at 6. And then I want to lose weight, so it says add 0, so I end up with 6. Next page, page 20, I ended up with 6 points, so that's plan E, 2,700 calories. It might seem like a lot, but I've eaten more calories to build muscle before, so that'll pretty good for me. And then there's some examples here if you're kind of confused. It's kind of hard to see, but on page 20 there's examples of, male, female, different lifestyles, different weights. And then on page 21 you have your food and all your levels of what you should be eating. So I'm at level the plan E, so tells you for my breakfast, for example, was 3 protein, 5 carbs, and 2 fats. You might think that sounds like a lot, but later on we'll go over what each portions entails. So if we go to page 22, it's the second portion, how you measure different things. There's 2 ways to measure. You can do the way of the hand in the book. For example, you can go by the palm of your hand, half a palm of your hand, the fist, which is like a cup size, a fingertip, which is like a teaspoon, and then your thumb, which is like a tablespoon. These are like all kind of play it by ear weighing. It's not like exact measurements like I like to do it. And then if we go to page 32, this is where you guys are going to be looking at the most, and that's where it starts. The portion sizes for each, say your breakfast, you're supposed to have 3 carbs or 5 carbs, and you just look in here and it'll say, for example, kale, you're allowed 2.5 cups cooked as 1 portion of vegetables. So whatever you see written down here, for example, I know most of our breakfasts, at least me and Melissa, and some of you might have your Shakeology and fruit for breakfast. So Shakeology itself is 2 proteins. So that might be good enough for most of you. For me, I need to eat 3, so then I have a scoop of Shakeology and a cup of non-fat milk, which is 3 proteins. So right there, I hit my proteins. And then I have to have 5 carbs. So I put if you look down on page 33, a banana, 1 small or a half of a large. I put in a full large banana, so that's 2 carbs for me. Then I have to have more carbs, I have to have 5. So I add 2 pieces of toast on the side. I need 2 peanut butter. I need 2 fats. So I can either use, obviously, peanut butter, like I just said, because it's my favorite. So I put either a tablespoon of it in my shake, or I'll put it on my toast. And then that completes my breakfast. I have 3 proteins, 5 carbs, and 2 fats. And many of you might need more, might need less, so you can just give or take from there. It's fairly simple. So 32, 33, 34, and 35 are all your carbohydrates. It's a big list because that covers fruits, veggies, starches, all your rices, pastas, your beverage carbs like almond milk, rice milk, coconut milk, like a lot of you might have if you don't like dairy. All your legumes, which are your beans and hummus and edamame and stuff like soy products. And then at the bottom of 35, there's also a section for your free foods, which are all your condiments, like you're allowed as much lemon or lime juice, vinegars, mustard, herbs and spices, and there's an actual P90X3 herbs and spices list you can look from and make your own, and your own dressings, which we'll go over later, which from doing the reset, they have a lot of good recipes for salad dressing. So then we can hit up page 36, which is your fats. You're going to see a lot of nuts in here, avocados, raw nuts, and it has underneath that how much you're allowed per nut for a serving. So say you want 6 whole almonds as a serving of fat, or 4 walnut halves, or 10 pistachios, 4 cashews. Those are all 1 serving of fat. And if you notice on the side of each list, there's an arrow going from a light orange to a dark orange going up. And it says the stuff on the top of the list is the healthier choices, and the bottom is still healthy, but he says to do a more balance. So you can choose from the bottom and top throughout the day, so you're not always trying to eat the healthiest, but it might be a little less plain. And then page 37 is your proteins. This has all your meats and your yogurts and your other dairy products like eggs, and you have tempeh and tofu for you might be vegan or vegetarian, and your cheeses. So from about page 32 to page 37 is where all your portion sizes are. So if you're confused where it says you need 3 or 5 or 2 of whatever, you just look. On the left hand side is whatever it is, and in the middle is what that size portion is. So, and if you go to page 41, there are examples of breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. These aren't measured out for anything, and it just gives you an idea of what you might want to make, but still take your portion sizes and put them into these examples they have. So the first one, plain yogurt with top berries, fresh basil, and almond slices. Now none of that is measured out or weighed out, so you might have to, if you need breakfast, you might need 3, 5, and 2, like I do. So you're going to need a lot of yogurt for me for the 3 proteins. The berries, I'm going to need a lot of those because a cup is usually 1 carb, so I would need to eat 5 cups of berries. That's a lot. So I just stick with my Shakeology. And then 42 is your lunch and dinner options. Again, these are not weighed out, but these are just ideas to you to go on to go back to the portions and make it your own. And then again with 44, all your snacks. These are really good examples, and just make sure you measure them out to what you need to. And then 46 is all their herb and spice blends. These are a very good idea. It says you should make them and stick them in airtight containers and keep them for all your dinners and lunches and stuff, so you can just season up how you want. And then if you're a nut like me and like to know exactly what you need, on page 54, if you like to count your macros, which is your protein, fat, and carb, it tells you however many grams each you need. So when you use
log
apps like
everything in your
MyFitnessPal, and it'll tell you, if you click the one button, it'll show you what percentage you had all day, and you had however many grams of protein, fat, or carbs. So that works out good there. And then for supplements, really quick, obviously we use Shakeology. Here's the vegan chocolate. We also have the regular chocolate. This is a good one for post or pre-workout or during, pretty much anything around your workout. You can use the Results in Recovery, only 1 flavor, orange smoothie. It's awesome. I use it all the time. And what we use for our pre-workout is called Neon Sport. It's Volt by Neon Sport. It's a really good pre-workout, gives you a big boost of energy. There's some caffeine in it, so if you're sensitive to caffeine, you might not want to use it, but it works for us. Beachbody has their own called Energy and Endurance, which also works. That's more of a beginner pre-workout. I used it before, but I like the more intense stuff to give me more energy. And also, if you need any kitchen items, you're probably going to need a scale that goes from ounces to grams. That's good because you need different measurements. Obviously, all your measuring cups, you're going to need these. And, a regular cylindrical measuring cup, kind of like a graduated cylinder. And that's about it. If you have any questions, just find me on the test group and message me or Melissa. And thanks for watching.